Bitcoin in Bitcoin. What's going on with Bitcoin? Let's have a look. Interesting. Let me update the volume range pool. You're seeing more volume coming in. Value area high is slightly lower. Let's bring it down a bit. What are the settings on that? 68, that's fine. Let me see what 70 is like. Interesting. Okay. Keep it there. 68. That's fine. Not much change in the range. So we've basically given back all the gains in this pump. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's basic exhausted. Little bounce. We're kind of trying to get back above this SFP level, but it's failing. Fail. We've got this fib pool from the pivot here to the pivot here. It came down. There was no trades from yesterday. I had alerts on, and they both, I didn't take either trade because there was no reaction at all. Literally no reaction here, no reaction here. Okay. I did take a long yesterday. I took it on this swing failure here, and I've taken profit on that long. And the reason why I took that swing failure is because it also came into the 786 and the value area low, but I didn't post it. It was just kind of look at my phone, saw what happened, and just took it. I didn't really think about it. What's the daily candles are like? Let's have a look at the daily candles, and then I'll have a look at XO charts as well. So great bullish candle followed by 2 bearish candles, and now we're in the next candle. It's trying to get back up, which is normal, and you basically have this daily low here that it's holding the price at the moment. It needs to get back above. If it can't get back above, then we could potentially see lower. What the bulls need is for this green candle to go up, and then you have an inverse head and shoulders right here. You can kind of see it. Red green, red green, red green. That would be a very nice pattern forming. Let me see what it looks like on this time frame. So you see on the 12-hour time frame, if I hide all these levels, delete that now. It's at a pretty interesting point because you've clearly made a lower shoulder here. This is the inverse head and shoulders here. That's the head. And now we're into the right shoulder. And we're just finding resistance kind of roughly around there. And then that will probably make another all-time high if that breaks. And effectively you'll get a break lower down, but getting past the previous bull market all-time high, you'll suddenly see the volume come in. Suddenly the volume will just come in. People will just ape in once they see that form. Right now you're in the right shoulder. The 12-hour candle, for all intents purposes, was not bad, increasing volume with a really nice wick underneath this candle, pushing down into this low, into these lows. The next candle is very important. We need this to go up. Really, it needs to go up, and then it needs to go up, and then it needs to go up. We just need this to go up now for the bulls if you want this to become bullish. I think the longer it holds underneath this resistance level, the more likely it is that it's gonna go down again. Okay, so that was a really nice bullish 4-hour close. Now we're trying to hold above this previous candle high in a 4-hour. That would be a nice place to long, because you have a really tight invalidation underneath this 4-hour candle. But you're still kind of longing into a key level that looks like it's an SR flip. The SR flip is somewhere here. Let me figure this out. Have I got it marked? Pretty much there. Well, it goes all the way back to here. That's the SR flip. See that? Let me just get rid of that alert. Don't need it anymore. Get rid of all my alerts, actually. No, I'll keep them, it's fine. I wish you could just right click and get rid of the alert, but it doesn't want it. Delete, there you go. Did that work? What the hell? Alert central. Yes. Oh, there you go, it's gone. Interesting. So look, it's actually kind of looking okay, huh? It's looking okay right now. You see that? You have an SR flip. There's clearly some reactions. Look, reaction, 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 reaction. And we've just broke above it again. And now we're trying to back test this SR flip. And for our time frame, I mean, there's a trade there. If you hold that, that's your line in the sand, effectively. 4-hour close candle. When does it close? In half an hour. That's your trade. Somewhere. Maybe up there. Effectively, just on that candle. Just because of where the candle is forming. And then the idea of this SR flip acting as some kind of higher medium time frame support and resistance level. You can see how on the candles it's reacting and the price is moving around this SR flip. We've lost it, we reclaimed it, lost it, reclaimed it. Let's go up. And then something else too, I can tell you right now, on this whole down move, you have decreasing volume. I mean, I would say for all intents purposes, the price is exhausting on the to the downside. It's kind of finding exhaustion. I wanted to take out this low. I wanted this to go down. But what if you make a higher low? And I think a lot of people who want to go long are looking for this lower liquidity level to be taken, but you know, it's always possible to make a higher low. In a bull market, it's very possible to make higher lows. It's the reverse in the bear market. In the bear market, lower highs. In the bull market, higher lows. That's what I'm looking for. I'm also very attentive to higher lows. So could that be a higher low? Could this be a higher low? And could we be forming an inverse head and shoulders? You'll have a neckline like that. And then you just need to get up there. Then you'd need to go up. You wouldn't want to create an inverse head and shoulders here, and you wouldn't want to reject. That's not good. That's an invalidated head and shoulders pattern. So once you break the neckline, you have to go for it. It has to move. And if you reject and you invalidate the head and shoulders pattern, then you are going down. And so potentially once you get above that level there, you need to hold it, and as soon as you go down underneath it, then you'll start seeing people closing their longs or maybe even shorting, and then you're probably forming something else. And then the next question is going to be, do you get another bounce here or not? Who knows? Probably not. Good morning, Sebastian. Just analyzing Bitcoin. I'm interested in the price action for a long. I'm in a long right now, and I'm seeing this inverse head and shoulders. I see that we've come up and down on this SR flip where it's reacting to the price as support and resistance here, here, and here. And right now, I'm looking at it and I'm seeing that on the 4-hour time frame, the price has come back above that level and it's holding. We have 22 minutes and there's a trade to be had here. Potentially, if it holds, potentially it's a really tight invalidation. The price could always, even if you have that kind of trade, it's something to bear in mind. The price could always, in the next candle, go down and then go up just to clear the liquidity there before it goes up. So potentially, it's better to have a slightly wider invalidation just in case the price does that. If the price does that, it's not going to go all the way down here to do that. It will just be a quick down and up. So you don't want to be caught in that situation. So you would probably have a slightly wider invalidation just in case that happens, just to protect yourself from what could happen if the price was going to go up. Effectively then, the price could, because this is a hold, a back test, you could get one more back test on the 4-hour time frame, but I think if it holds here, it's quite likely that you're going to start getting people long again because they have an invalidation. It's this wick low. Potentially you would kind of just have a slightly wider invalidation on this 4-hour candle. You wouldn't want the next 4-hour candle to go all the way down here. That wouldn't be bullish. I think potentially worst case scenario, if it was to go up, go down, take the liquidity from the previous 4-hour candle, go up, or just go up, and that would be your long trade. Okay. And the great thing about these dojis is that if people are short biased, you can also short. But because it's above the SR flip, I wouldn't short. I'd be looking for a long. But the reason why you can short dojis, and you can short and long dojis, because you have invalidations. The dojis give you invalidations like this in key areas. it's just a kind of the local high. Again, you can have the same situation, so you'd have to have a slightly wider invalidation. The price could always go up, take the liquidity, and head right back down. That's why you can't have a tight invalidation. You have to have a slightly wider invalidation. But dojis are nice. I'm not thinking short. The reason why I'm not thinking short is because we've got a higher time frame Elliott wave in play. Okay, and so let me just pull it up to show you. This is my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. And obviously those targets can change. It's just an idea. And we've had our 1, this is our 2, this is our 3. Okay, and then we're looking for a 4. Now we're looking for a 4. This 4 was quite prolonged. I mean, sorry, this 2 was quite prolonged. You kind of had it was kind of like this: A, B, C. And I'm looking for an ABC here. I think we're in a really important area because you can see that the fibs have lined up here. We're back testing those fibs. We're finding support. I feel like we're finding support. And we should go up and potentially that's your A. B. And again C. And maybe you form a big M, huh? Maybe that's what's forming now. Let me zoom in a little bit. Where'd my harmonic go? Finished. I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Okay, don't go, or go and come back. Okay. Let me have a look at those harmonics as well. It's always good to have a look at them, just to reference. It's very hard to know because we're only here at the midpoint here, the B. But effectively, you're looking at an M, one of these M's, and you have a deep B. So which one is deep? None of them. What the hell? I don't know. Deep B. Don't make any of them. Maybe it's not a harmonic. Maybe look at this one. I'm not great with harmonics, to be honest with you. I'm still learning. Actually, it's like my biggest weakness. So I do try. The B's aren't deep on these M's. It's quite a deep B comparatively. These aren't very deep. So I think that would be nice. I'm not crazy fond of it, but there is an M forming, especially if we go up and fail. I'm thinking we go up and fail this this inverse head and shoulders and just come right back down and go much deeper. So you make a higher low. It'll be this one here, the bullish crab potentially. Well, this X is a bit weird. Kind of. Or this one. Is that a cypher? No. It's going all the way down the zone. It's quite corrective. Maybe that's better. Doesn't really matter. But it looks better, huh? This is like a bullish cypher. And you fail this you fail this inverse head and shoulders for a push down to take out the liquidity from this low here, and that would be a nice back test of this confluence of fib lines lower down. People will then be thinking it's going to zero, and then it just swing failures and it just heads up again. Good morning, Sushant. I'm pretty good. I'm just having a look at some ideas on Bitcoin. And that would be a correction done. And that's only if we go up now. Obviously, if we continue going down, who knows? It's going to look terrible if we continue going down. It's like, how far do you go? But I mean, even if you go down now, I would still take the long trade lower down, which I had previously planned. Where is it? This one. I'd still take that one, but it wouldn't catch a falling knife. I would wait to see a reaction. I'd wait to see where the shorts are closing and where the longs are opening. Oh, so Sushan wants to buy this wick. That's a smart play. And actually, it could probably go all the way down to here, Sushan. I'm thinking we're in this kind of bullish cipher at the moment. And potentially the trade, even though I had it planned for that swing failure, let me bring it back up. Potentially it's actually further down here. Why is it further down? Because I think you just get people really bearish. You don't swing failure this pivot. People get really bearish. They'll start shorting here. But actually what they're doing is they're just shorting into a back test of these levels, of these fib levels. Yeah. It didn't offer much resistance on the way out. It did a little bit, you see, resistance, and then it went through. So potentially you will come back. We will come back just to test it, because we haven't really tested it. There hasn't really been a test, and fib levels like to be tested. Yeah. And you will get people bearish. People will short the lows because you've lost that SFP level. And then you can squeeze them up, and then as soon as you get back above that SFP level here, the longs will pile in, and that's your completed cipher. And actually that cipher does look good. It does look quite good. It would be this one here. See that? And it kind of looks symmetrical. Well done. Did I have it to the top? That's to the top there. Which pivot do you use? Not sure. That's the highest one. That's the highest one. Okay. Use the pivot, which is the highest one. Maybe even just there. We have to see what happens to the C. What are the fib markings on the cipher? I hate these fib markings because it's a range, isn't it? It's saying between 382 and 886. And this one is saying between 127 and 1 point, yeah, so that's correct. This one is correct. It's almost correct, actually. To be correct, perfect, it would have to be lower. 786. Be slightly lower. This would be perfect to be down here, but I don't think it really matters. 618. That's not a 618. It's almost good. Sushan is asking, did you notice that Bitcoin always comes to its wicks? Yeah, always. Yeah, the wicks feel. We know that. That's one thing we know. Wicks fill eventually. Yeah. Man cave. Welcome. Good morning. I have a long on Ethereum. 25x. Fuck, you're rich. Buy some TRVL. From 3,250. Wondering should close it. I'll have a look for you, mate. Let me finish this and then I'll go straight to ETH. So this is my idea, okay? My idea is this. And it's just an idea. Anything can happen. This is crypto. It's about, we're about to hold this SR flip for a long. You have a really easy long, have a slightly wider invalidation, but you don't really want to come back down underneath this SR flip. There's a possible long there. I'm gonna add to my long now as the 4 hour closes. Okay, I'm already in a long. I took profit, but I'm just gonna re-add it a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit back in. We're into resistance, but we're also above support, and this is the key support that I'm interested in, this SR flip. As long as we hold it, we should go up. There is some kind of inverse head and shoulders here. See that? And what I'm thinking is we go up and people see the inverse head and shoulders and they get really bullish and start pumping it. Pump, 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 pump. And somewhere, I don't know where, we hit resistance and then we have a fake out of this inverse head and shoulders. But that being said, I have this cypher idea. I don't know if the cypher is going to work, to be honest with you, because the timings don't really match. You kind of only need to go up there by Thursday. It kind of has to be balanced as well. So maybe this is more realistic. A failed auction. These bullish M's, none of the C's take the A. So you make a lower high. So whether we pump up, range here for a little bit, and then head down again. And just fail to get up past this area. Go down again. That will be your B. So you're looking at, this is what I'm looking at. This is the A, this is the B. This is the A, this is the B, and then you have a C. And then you have a long trade down here. This is your long. This is your swing long. Sometime in April. Beginning of April. If this doesn't pan out, then you're probably looking for something else. Obviously, this is just an idea. It's not going to happen just because I drew it. It's just an idea of what would make sense in the context of everything. I'm gonna hide this now. Cypher, harmonic. Okay. Okay, the 12-hour clock has just chimed. So I'm gonna just add to my long, very small, just a little bit, just to, I like to scale in, ladder in at limit if I can. There you go. So I just or and this is the or, there's always an or. We don't hold this line, we just fall back under and we're just heading lower. Now, and then we come back up. And this just continues, this correction just continues because there just isn't enough strength to take it further. I think if you kind of get underneath this shoulder, I don't see that we're going to have another swing failure here. I think it's probably going to go down for this lower one here. So you could potentially look for a swing failure of this low here. But then you'd have to take profit at that because it could just do that. There's an SFP there. And maybe a short. But I don't like shorting as the price is really extended to the downside so much. I don't like that. I'd prefer to long. I'd be looking for longs, not shorts. This could make sense as well because you come into the previous range val. We'd be losing the value area low, so just to take the SFP and just take profit at the value area low. If you get a reaction for an SFP there, there's not really much distance, so it'd be a very quick scalp. But then in that case, this SFP would be the one, and so then that would be kind of higher up. All right. So we're at a very interesting area of decisiveness now. We're above this SR flip. We're underneath this previous range value area high. We're in a bit of a tight place. As long as we're holding this SR flip, you're going to start seeing longs continue to enter. Let me have a look at the order flow on XO charts to see if I see anything interesting. See that there's bullish divergence, CVD divergence here. As the price made a higher low, the CVD made a lower low. So that's good to see. You see that there's some absorption in the price. That's what you want to see. Yeah, that's okay. That gives me confidence to long because we're seeing bullish CVD. And I see that taking a long and the price is now going up. That's good to see. All right. So let's see how far this continues. I wouldn't mind this inverse head and shoulders breaking out to the upside, and then I wouldn't mind a failed pattern to complete my harmonic idea that I have. Where did I put it? This one. Something like that would be very nice. All right. So let's see. I'm going to send this to David. Right. That's Bitcoin. Any questions on Bitcoin? Any questions? Okay,